What I said is the hallmark of purpose is design. The implication of purpose is value, so there's a value of the relationship. The question is this: if the purpose is relationship, and it's intrinsic to us because God doesn't need it, He doesn't need to create relationship, He just does it. How do we know that God values that relationship? How do you know that you have objective value by a transcendent value giver? How do you know this? This is where it's not just for the theist. Anyone can say what I've said so far, who believes in a transcendent, all-good God. Anybody can say most of what I've said, not all of it, but most of what I've said. How do you know specifically that God values you and values humanity in a way that's transcendent? The proof of objective value is transcendent sacrifice. Now, many of you have probably seen the movie Contact. It's sort of this movie version of all the angst that Carl Sagan ever had about God's existence in the universe, wrapped up into a novel made into a book. And the lead character of the book and the movie is Dr. Ellie Arroway. Dr. Arroway is an atheist, but Dr. Arroway wants to have this incredible encounter with an alien intelligence that's possible because of this machine that was sent to humanity. At the end of the story, she's instructing some children. She's talking to some children, and she says, one of the kids asks, "Is there life on other planets? Is there?" And she loves this question because she's had this experience, though no one believes her. And she says, "I'll tell you this, the universe is bigger than anyone's ever imagined or dreamed of. And if it was just us, it's an awful waste of space." Now that is an interesting implication you'd make from that. All of this is created just for us as a waste of space. Why not think the other way? Why not think of how valuable and precious we are if all this was created so we could live? Because Scott has pointed out that the universe in its vastness is so finely tuned with all of its vastness with various, for instance, the pull of Jupiter on the Earth keeps us from being closer to the sun, allows us to live on this planet. Why isn't it the case that all of this vastness was created just so that we could live and have relationship? Why wouldn't God display all of that just for us? I mean, maybe He didn't, but why isn't that the implication you'd make? Why that is a waste of space? No, we're not irrelevant, as Lawrence Krauss would say. We actually are quite relevant. We judge how valuable things are by how much we pay for them. Now, there's two methods of payment, I think, that's specific and unique to the Bible. First one is the incarnation of God in Christ. No major religious belief, in fact, I can't think of another major religious belief that has a specific doctrine of incarnation like the Bible does. That God, the second person of the Trinity, God the Son, incarnates Himself in a human being, Jesus as it were, to live among us. Think of what that means. The Bible tells us that He did not think it was robbery to grasp on to an equality with God, but took on the form of a servant to be among us. For two reasons, one of which is to dwell among us so that we can relate to Him. The greatest possible way to reveal yourself to somebody is not simply writing a book. I think the Bible is a marvelous revelation of God, but it's not to write a book. I mean, if you wanted to let somebody know who you were, writing them a letter, doing a Facebook post, sending a tweet, writing an email, all very good, and even a phone conversation, gasp, who does that anymore, would be a way to reveal yourself to somebody. But what is the real powerful way to get to know someone, to understand who they are and your relationship to them, is to spend time with them. The incarnation, I believe, is in a sense the great revelation of God. The Bible is the revelation about the revelation, who is Jesus. That is a specific thing He did. He didn't have to do, and He did it anyway.